Okay everybody, yesterday when I was making this video, I forgot to mention that at this point it's a really good idea to check everything before you go any further. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, before you drill the holes for the mounting studs, and as you can see are the template holes that we use to attach the face template are there. It's a good idea to go ahead and kind of lay everything out, and what I'll do is I'll take string and actually run it from the neck, or I'm sorry, from the nut to the bridge, and just make sure that everything still looks good. Now, everything ought to look perfect if you lined up your center line with your template okay, but on the off chance that it doesn't, you've got a little bit of clearance here before you go mounting your holes. So if you need to scooch it over, you know, one side or the other, just a little bitty bit, you can. There's not a whole lot, but there's a little bit. So now would be the last chance you got to easily do that. Everything looks good on this, so what we're going to do is we're going to drill for the mounting studs, and then we are going to put the recess in. If you are doing an old school super strat, or if you're a person who is into the old Hamers like I am, a Steve Stevens model, hint hint, you could just go ahead and put the studs in there and you could be done. But this one's getting recessed a little bit because we're doing it exactly like the bottom neck that we did on Jim's Super Strat double neck. So let's go ahead and get those holes drilled. We'll get this recessed and then we'll put the bridge pickup in. Here in our shop, it's not unheard of to find blocks of scrap wood like this with a bunch of holes in it. And what those are is that's where we actually test fit everything that we're going to put on a guitar before we do it on the guitar. You know, even if the instructions say drill up 3/8 hole, if your drill bit's got a little bit of run out or your drill press has a little bit of run out, it's a good idea to go ahead and test fit it to make sure. So in this case, the stud that we got from the Floyd, 3/8 is a little bit too small, 13/32 is a little bit too big, 25/64 looks spot on. So that's what we got. We got the bit is chucked up into our drill press. It's a brad point bit, and we are going to drill holes for the body right now. Okay, so there we go. Like I say, at this point, if you were not wanting to do your recess, and this little thing right here was the appropriate thickness, you'd be ready to go. But we are going to go ahead and recess the Floyd a little bit, and it'll just kind of class everything up. And it's kind of a modern. It's kind of a thing that they did starting in the mid to late 80s. Everything before that was just sort of top mounted, and yeah, so we're going to do that now. So when it comes to Floyd Rose recesses, the instruction sheet from Stuart McDonald says you can go anywhere from 1/8 to 5/16, and the front pocket can be different depth than the back pocket. We go about 1/4 of an inch on ours. Lots of people do a little step, some people do less, some people probably do more than 1/4. This body, actually Mrs. Texas Toast painted this body with our super good friend Mike Learn at Learn Guitars. This was a body that he and Grover Jackson built, and as you can see, it has a recess here, but it's got a little step right here so that the studs have enough meat to fit in. And one day I should make a neck for this guitar because it's really cool. All right, we are going to be using the Stuart McDonald. What is this here? The Floyd Rose recessed cavity template. I'm not sure why they made this in 2 pieces and why all these crazy screw holes that don't actually go to anything are there. You could probably do this just as effectively with one template, but I guess people want to have them be, you know, a little bit different. So anyway, this is the part that recesses the actual base plate, and this is the part that recesses the locking screws and the fine tuner areas. So what I'm going to do is I've already marked with just a handful of little lines where the Floyd actually sits on the body, and I'm going to put this template on first. We are going to use double stick tape, and we're going to use that same bearing bit that we used to do the initial route for the incise of the Floyd thing. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy all in place, and then I'm going to show you why I put it where I put it. Okay, so I've got our template mounted to the body, and the center line on the StewMac template lines up with the center line on the guitar. I like to leave about a 1/16 of an inch from the edge of the template to the edge of the mounting stud. Again, we use that Grover Jackson guitar as a metric for how to do this, because I figure Grover Jackson has forgotten more about installing a Floyd Rose in the last 10 minutes than I'll ever know. So we defer to him on this deal. If you notice, we haven't cut the neck pickup yet. And that's because the neck pickup would normally go, it would kind of cut into where this recess actually will be, or it would be so close that it would look bad. You don't want to have one, cavity blending into one of the recesses. That's tacky. So we're going to go ahead and change out the bit in the pin router to that hinge bit, and we're going to cut this, and then you can see it. Alright, the front cavity is done. Now we are going to pull the template and locate the rear cavity. I don't know if you can see that little tiny pencil line there. The rear cavity needs to come back to at least that pencil line for everything to clear on my particular Floyd. Okay, last cut. Here it is right here. We are going to, it's all in there. We're going to leave the pin router setting exactly where it is, so our depths should be the same. I'm doing something on this that I don't normally recommend you do, and that's I'm reusing the double stick tape. It only has to last one time, and I can see through the template to make sure that the tape's actually adhering. You can actually see where it's doing its thing. I don't recommend that you guys do this, but in this instance, it's not that big of a deal. So, plus I'm so smart, I built it myself. Ha ha ha! So that is what it's going to look a little bit like. The recess turned out pretty cool, and you can see there it's nice alder inside, so that's good. You can paint the inside of that recess if you want. I don't know why I'm telling you that. Obviously everybody knows you can do whatever you want with paint, but yeah, so that looks cool. Wow, this guitar is really looking cool. The next couple things we're going to do, we're going to route for the bridge position humbucker, and this one is also going to have a single coil in the middle because it's classic 80s style, which is cool. So I hope you guys like this video on how we install or how we do the routing for the Floyd Rose tremolo. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up and make sure to hit that subscribe button too. Let's see, if you appreciate content like this, you might want to go over to our Patreon page and check that out. Consider becoming a member. Even $1 a month goes a long way to helping us bring you cool content like this. Let's see, if you can't do that, and even if you can, one thing that is also very helpful is to share this video as many places and as often as you possibly can. We don't get any ad revenue by our own design from YouTube, so the AI bots over there are not helping us out. And some of you guys are sharing these videos in some wacky places because I've gotten a lot of kooky comments about stuff that really didn't have a whole lot to do with fret slotting or building Telecasters. So yeah, maybe I'll do a video about, asking you guys where you're sharing these things. But wherever you're doing it, I appreciate it, and thanks, and keep up the good work, guys. So this is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that if you're so smart, build it yourself. That's what I do. Thanks for watching, everybody. I wanna play my guitar the only way I